Thank you, Suraj, for the introduction and all the attendees for joining the session. Zinnov is following the metaverse space very closely for the last 18 months. And one thing that we can say with 200% precision is that the real promise of the metaverse is new data rich experiences and services that are faster, better, and cheaper, whether that's in finance, virtual socialization, business meetings, healthcare, or anything that we can imagine. Over the next decade, the metaverse is expected to be pervasive in businesses, our private lives, social interactions in many forms. In the last 18 months, we have touched upon more than 100 enterprises and tech suppliers and have talked to at least 50 CXOs, and all of them are very positive about the future of metaverse. This point of view, today's session is an outcome of these interviews and Zinnov's continuous efforts to solve technology for good. So, what is the metaverse? There are plenty of definitions out there in the market. However, most of them take care of only the consumer side of the facts, considering its high penetration across gaming platforms. However, in Zinnov, we wanted to see it through the enterprise lens. We devised that the metaverse is the next iteration of internet where it provides a seamless convergence of physical and virtual communities for people to work, play, transact, or socialize. Moreover, it acts as a catalyst for underlying technologies such as blockchain, IoT, digital twins, and mixed reality with AI and machine vision to reach their highest potential. At its fullest potential, Metaverse will have 9 key characteristics, as mentioned in the slide here, starting with interoperability to accessibility till decentralization. It will be interoperable as it will give users the power to move seamlessly between different platforms. It would be accessible in all real time. It will be interactive and socially vast as it will have numerous cross border interactions. Scalability and growth would be another area where the metaverse gives people the power of coexist and commerce at the same level. Decentralization is the most important characteristics as the fundamental concept of metaverse lies in this. Decentralization is not just a feature of the open metaverse, but it's a core tenet that we devise that will avoid bottlenecks and enable interoperability. Here, here are the building blocks of the metaverse, or you can say a layered architecture of metaverse. Each layer, you can say there are 7 layers, and each layer consists of some attributes of the tech stack within it. You can read it from below and consider the infrastructure layer and the technology layer as the first building blocks within the metaverse. This layer consists of the leading network and hardware components and provides a base for the overall experience. You can see them as the foundational technologies required to power the metaverse experiences at the top, whether they are customer experiences or the employee experience. Built upon the infrastructure layer is the technology layer, which is responsible for orchestrating data and virtualizing the environment. This layer proposes hybrid real and virtual computation that erodes the barriers between the physical and the virtual worlds. The next is the creator economy. Creator economy at present the designers and creators who do not want to code with bottlenecks to slow them down. Creators need new tools, templates, and marketplaces for content that reorient their development from a bottom up code centered process to a top down creative centered approach. Then comes the interaction layer. In the interaction layer, we are considering the main interfaces which will enable users to enter into metaverse or to interact within the metaverse. These can be any kind of devices, be it a mobile, be a gaming interfaces, or the displays such as TV and laptops. The next is the discovery layer. So with discovery layer, a user first interacts with the brand based metaverse experiences based on different channels of discovery. Coming to the payment layer, it consists of, and I would say this is the most important layer of the entire tech stack of Metaverse because it consists of the payment networks financial services, and regulations. So all kind of commerce that will happen over these metaverse platforms will be enabled by this payment layer. And the last is the experience layer. So this is the final layer of our proposed tech stack. And this is how most businesses and individuals relate to metaverse. The experience layer will offer a digitally driven setting where content such as gaming or shopping, NFTs or esports and theater can be consumed by the users. Okay, so here we have tried to devise the overall addressable opportunity for metaverse. We found out like that the total addressable market opportunity for metaverse could be a whopping 6 trillion US dollars by the end of 2030. This is on the top of considering Web 3.0 penetration over the global digital economy. The rise in enterprise AR/VR applications due to enhanced digital penetration and disruption across industries, COVID-driven digital transformation accelerations, Web 3.0 penetration rate, and huge advancements at the component level for miniaturization are some of the major driving factors of enterprise metaverse. We have also devised some of these drivers in the right-hand section with some quantified impacts as well. So based on the enterprise adoption and tech intensity, we have identified 5 key themes across the metaverse ecosystem, starting with accelerated design and discovery. Within this category, collaborative design and rapid prototyping with the help of VR headsets and digital twin-based simulations are the major sub-areas of interest. For instance, BMW is setting up a new plant in Hungary that was modeled using NVIDIA's Omniverse digital twin platform. Even the healthcare organizations such as Pfizer showed intent to utilize metaverse technologies for drug discovery applications. Coming to the next category, which is remote collaboration and operation. This is one of the most used, I would say, applications across the metaverse where employees are remotely collaborating in real time. Especially if I talk about the offering side, Microsoft is developing a mixed reality based mesh platform to enable virtual collaboration through the Teams platform. Companies like Renault are already using the beta version of the mesh platform for remote collaboration. Logistics and supply chain operation is another area where enterprises use virtual simulations to optimize process and reduce overall cost. Coming to the third category, which is sales and customer engagement. This is another area where enterprises find the metaverse use cases. For instance, Coke launched pixel flavored Meta drink to broaden its appeal among young tech savvy customers. Gucci, which is again a retail brand, partnered with Roblox to create virtual store experience modified after Gucci Garden in Florence. Immersive learning and education. This is primarily driven by worker workplace experiences, and I would say this is also one of the important category. For instance, Volkswagen launched 30 plus VR training for new employee orientation, production operation support. Accenture recently opened its nth floor and MS Alt Space VR for employee onboarding and training, and have recently planned to onboard 1,50,000 employees on the platform. The final category is the finance transformation. Finance transformation is still a very niche area where banks such as JB Morgan, HSBC, Standard Chartered, and Citi have shown intent and are aggressively building their capabilities to support trading, mortgages, and cross-border payments. However, we believe that this category would have the most significant impact on the entire metaverse ecosystem as it enables the commerce part of the business. We have listed this in the stack part as well that I explained earlier. From this section, we would like to go one level deeper on the enterprise adoption side. On the top 100 enterprises are adopting newer use cases within the metaverse. Okay, so based on the overall enterprise adoption that we have analyzed, we have devised the overall use cases in the employee versus customer centered use cases. Employee centered use cases deliver experience within the workspace to the workforce. Based on a recent survey done by Lenovo, we found out that more than 44% of employees believe that metaverse will help them to increase productivity in the next 2 years. They also believe that at some point in time in the next 5 years, They will spend close to 45 to 50% of their work time on metaverse. We have seen significant metaverse technologies deployed in automotive, manufacturing, retail, and healthcare sectors, whether they are employee centered use cases or the customer centered use cases. We also believe that these technologies offer benefits such as effective collaboration, increased knowledge reduction, and improved product development time while reducing production cost. We have also seen some of the very emerging use cases and the industry case studies around these things. On the other hand, customer centric use cases deliver new immersive experiences that may elevate customer experiences while interacting within the brand. As we have discussed about employee centered and the customer centered use cases, we wanted to give a holistic view on the use cases based on their total addressable market as well as the adoption trend across enterprises. As a fully fledged metaverse has not yet materialized, however, advances in virtual reality and augmented reality technologies are proclaiming its arrival. The current scope of enterprises adopting metaverse strategies is mostly restricted to improving work productivity and collaboration. As the ongoing pandemic influences future work scenarios and regulations, enterprises are preparing themselves for unexpected shutdowns. Hence, the importance of metaverse in one's or employees' day-to-day digital life will have more significance in the next 2 years than now. Additionally, almost a third of global businesses, from the tech intensity point of view, are projected to have products and services ready by. Some of the current key use cases may include, for example, virtual events and shows. Recently, Decentraland hosted the first ever Metaverse Fashion Week in March 2022. Here, we also saw that more than 60 fashion brands joined that fashion week, including Tommy Hilfiger, Gucci, and some other leading brands. Customers have shown a huge interest in purchasing virtual Gucci gear in both the Gucci Grail Drop and its previous Gucci Garden experience. Sometimes the platform reported that they are selling digital items far more than the physical counterparts. Similarly, in the current scenario, we have also found employee training and onboarding is one of the very emerging and important use case. Enterprises have already started hiring and onboarding their talents in meta spaces. For instance, LG Innotek, an affiliate of South Korea's LG Group, held a recruitment fair at a replica of companies building in the metaverse. The event was visited by 400 job seekers and 4 HR managers. While many companies are moving their hiring operations to the metaverse, there are few who are utilizing metaverses to train their employees as well. For example, we have a very significant examples from Bosch, Intel, Airtel, and Samsung in the last 6 months. However, if you see it from a near future point of view, some of the key use cases may also include like product demand estimation, which is an interactive metaverse such as games and 3D social networks. There is a startup called Ventana, which is allowing brands to upload the 3D models of their products to Facebook and Instagram and easily convert them into ads. Tokenized supply chain is also one of the emerging and futuristic use case, which we anticipate that will have a greater commercialization in the next 2 years. Though many organizations are moving their supply chain data to the blockchain to ensure transparency, we believe there will be new forms of experiences that will be unlocked through the tokenized supply chain. For instance, Alfa Romeo has announced that each purchase of their new PHEV Sonel SUV will be linked to a digital certificate. That's what an NFT is essentially, that will continuously update with information about the car. Tokenized prescription drugs is another futuristic use case I would like to talk about, on where we believe healthcare metaverse will be much more than telemedicine or clinical consultations. NFT popularity will eventually lead to the tokenization of prescription drugs or NFT medicines. In fact, healthcare company CVS is preparing to enter the metaverse and digital goods industry by offering downloadable virtual goods, namely prescription drugs, health, wellness, beauty, and personal care products, and general merchandising also for use online and in online virtual worlds. We have also seen a lot of financial institutions starting their virtual offerings and virtual offices in the recent past. Hence, the use case of meta banking is also very important. Financial institutions are beginning to carve out a space for virtual banking, making the metaverse a one-stop shop for social commerce. Meta banking will be a new addition to the existing banking services itself. Moreover, increasing crypto circulation will lead customers and employees to engage with financial institutions for assistance to set up virtual stores, product their virtual assets, or purchasing virtual assets as well. Here we have analyzed the top 100 enterprises based on their market capitalization and found out that retail is the topmost industry in terms of adoption of the metaverse technologies, followed by automotive. If you combine these two, like retail plus automotive, and bucket them in a single category, almost 50% of the commercial case studies follow this bucket only. Enterprises are doing rounds of organic and inorganic activities to stay ahead and relevant in the digital competition. Some of the key categories that we have mentioned in the right hand side are new product developments, patents, and so on and so forth. So here is the top five industry heat map. As we have already mentioned in the previous slide, the industry distribution of the different use cases and the intensity of investments. Here is a top five industry heat map along with their focus areas such as virtual shows and events, NFT-based advertisement, supply chain transparency and IP protection, and virtual space for training and robots. These similarly on the right, we have captured the industry adoption of the metaverse, where metaverse demand is highly concentrated towards focused on improving workflow productivity, achieving operational efficiency, and elevating experiences while discovering new revenue streams. For instance, Unity is partnering with several process manufacturing industries like BMW, Volkswagen, etc. to build their virtual factories. Similarly, recently Adidas partnered with Board App Yak Club to launch a new NFTs collection that the customers can collect and redeem for physical goods. Similarly, we have seen a very good example from Walmart also. Walmart recently partnered with Striver to deliver immersive training to its employees, resulting in 30% higher employee satisfaction and 10 to 15% knowledge retention. We have found out that the retail and automotive are the top two industry adopters in terms of building capabilities or launching products or services within the metaverse, and have given a deep dive into these two industries with a case also in the next section. Next slide, please. Okay, so here we are starting the automotive industries. We have seen like the AR/VR market in automotive industry is poised to reach close to 673 billion US dollars by 2025. A major contribution to this can be predicted as high adoption of AR/VR for enhancing automotive experiences for customers and deployment of these technologies to boost productivity in operations. It is reported that VR can reduce prototype production time by 30%. Moreover, the same technology is also capable of enhancing the learning capabilities of employees, hence boosting overall productivity and workspace experiences. Coming below, we have three sections. The first talks about the primary processes within the value chain. The second section is a brief on how metaverse can be conceptually utilized to improve the processes. And the third section is a case example demonstrating the processes. We have identified five processes within the automotive value chain where enterprise or consumer metaverse can boost operational productivity and enhance experiences. Starting with the first, which is like design and development phase, where product designing can be held in virtual spaces or virtual garages. For instance, the Swedish automaker Volvo utilizes Vario headsets to design and test their vehicles in metaverse landscapes. Volvo Cars and Varzo are driving the future by creating the world's first mixed reality approach to evaluate prototypes, designs, and active safety technologies within the metaverse. Second comes the manufacturing process. Here we believe the actual use case of digital twins plays a crucial role for automakers. Automakers can plan their manufacturing processes, assembly units, and plant ergonomics in virtual spaces. For instance, BMW's production units are highly studied and examined use cases to explore these processes. BMW uses its virtual plants to plan production lines, streamline its manufacturing operations, and train the cobots, which are collaborative robots. The company, along with Microsoft and Amazon, has an open source platform as well. The third is the sales and marketing phase, where brands can utilize virtual worlds to open virtual stores. The virtual stores will not be restricted by borders, hence, different customers can interact with the brand simultaneously. For instance, Hyundai, which is again an automaker, utilizes its Roblox based Hyundai mobility adventure to drive consumer interest. The virtual showroom or the garage showcases Hyundai's latest products innovation, even the upcoming products. Fourth is the after sales service, where we believe the commercialization of mixed reality devices or the headsets will play a crucial role. Remote virtual assistants will be provided to consumers sitting at home. Sorry. For instance, Toyota, in partnership Microsoft again, is training its staff and technicians to deliver after-sales services through HoloLens. Toyota created mixed reality environments to improve vehicle repair quality and to provide innovative training, hence reducing overall project overheads. The final part of the process is the customer service. The majority of the current developments that we are seeing in the automotive part are being done at this phase. Brands are actively implementing metaverse features to the customer journey strategy. Utility tokens will be another experience, I would say, where users can earn NFTs, brand crypto tokens, for consuming services or producing services for the brand. For instance, Ford is now currently working on offering virtual in-car entertainment to its customers through its partnership with Chloride. Okay, as I discussed, like one of the most iconic automotive brands, BMW, is a perfect case to examine here. BMW says that they are a true metaverse company as they are utilizing various digital technologies across their value chain. The intent is very clear where they want to create a decentralized supply chain and want to do real time simulations on interconnected plants or factories with virtual collaborations across employees and customers. BMW has recently automated and simulated numerous processes across its 31 plants and says that they have achieved an amazing 30% productivity increase. The company is working with multiple partners like Accenture, Journey, Nvidia, and others across the value chain to optimize overall employee as well as customer experience. Okay, so here comes the retail industry, the second most important industry within metaverse in terms of adoption. Even before Metaverse, retail brands have been trying to improve their flexibility to realign themselves, introduce new product ranges, and transform their operations and supply chains to be simpler and leaner. The wide scope of digital engagement, reaching far beyond dressing on avatar or hosting a section of a game, indicates that brands are investing themselves fully into digital realms for seamless immersion between digital and physical spaces. However, we believe retailers' view of metaverse will be mostly concentrated on combining sales, marketing, and customer service capabilities to repair the broken operations especially in the last 2 or 3 years in the COVID scenarios. Below, we have illustrated the same through various use case studies observed during our research. The first process is designing and development. Brands in decentralized virtual worlds will collaborate with these creators to create physical replicas, which may or may not be turned into physical goods in the near future. The second process is store planning and manufacturing. Here, meta spaces can be used to plan retail shelves or to display products to increase customer purchases. For instance, Kellogg's and Qualcomm, along with Accenture, ran a pilot to test an R-based solution that transformed how brands and retailers conduct user search. The pilot confirmed a high correlation between VR test results and traditional methods and produced an 18% jump in total brand sales. The third one is the warehousing and logistic. At this stage, industrial metaverse can be utilized to optimize warehouse ergonomics. Retailers can train and simulate robots or the collaborative robots, which are cobots, for various situations in meta spaces. For instance, Amazon is digitalizing its warehouse through Omniverse Enterprise and Isaac Sim. Amazon Robotics is building AI-enabled digital twins for its warehouses to better optimize warehouse design and flow and train more intelligent robotic solutions. Amazon has over 200 robotics facilities that handle millions of packages each day. Coming to the sales and marketing phase, virtual events in metaverse can be a major use case for retail enterprise, more or less. These immersive places can hold several different products. Customers can interact with the product and learn about them. Retailers can construct theme-based mini worlds as well within its metaverse for different brands. For instance, P&G, Procter& and Gamble, showcased its digital virtual life lab in 2021, where visitors to the life lab could drop into distinct experiences for each exhibiting brand in collaboration with Bugatti. The last one is the customer service. For improving customer services, brands can start offering more augmented retail products and virtual touchpoints. Companies can showcase their future and past product to gather live customer feedback as well. Okay, so here is a case study on the retail side. Like Kering is applying a shift intent and pushing for a sustainable future with the help of immersive technologies. The company is utilizing metaverse technologies across its product lifecycle, starting with prototyping in partnership with Roblox, planning and manufacturing with Microsoft, sand sales and other customer operations with Roblox, Apple, and other notable partners. The overall objective of the company is to build a powerful offering on Web 3.0 and enable its customers for a better experience and engagement. So before moving ahead, I just want to take a little pause here and would request the attendees to drop their questions, if any, on the chat box, and we will try to answer them in real time or at the end of the session as well. Now, as we have talked in length about the adoption, here we are starting with the tech intensity or the supply side of the businesses. In this slide, we wanted to give a glimpse of the tech suppliers and how they are pushing a singular metaverse economy. To form this singular economy, the tech giants are playing a key role in providing open source network tools and cloud infrastructure. For instance, in late 2021, Amazon launched its Open 3D engine, a successor to Amazon Lumberyard, which is again another 3D engine by Amazon, where various developers and engineers can build new solutions to solve real-time problems using virtual interactions. Similarly, OEMs are building the right set of tools powered by ISV solutions. GSIs are acting as a marrying authority by building tailoring capabilities, and startups are enabling newer use cases. So here we have mapped some of the notable tech suppliers across the tech stack within each attribute here, as we have discussed in the introduction slides as well. Just to clarify, the list is non-exhaustive and the players are just for the sample purpose here. The same tech stack we are following across the metaverse ecosystem, and the current list is a sample list for the key players across these layers. So based on the tech stack shown above, here is a summary of the top 25 tech suppliers based on their current offerings, talent capabilities, future announcements, and CXO sentiments. These tech suppliers are actively involved in new product developments, partnerships, mergers, investments, patent filings, and talent building. Talent is one of the most important factor, I would say, for all these tech suppliers, because we have off late we are seeing a lot of talent activities across the globe just to build talent for the newer set of technologies, whether it is AI, blockchain, 3D, or conversational AI, any kind of newer technologies. We are seeing a lot of shuffling happening across different tech suppliers, and talent being a very important factor for the entire metaverse ecosystem. From the graph, we can clearly see how Microsoft, Meta, and Nvidia, among others, are sitting at the top with the right set of technologies and offering in each stack. In terms of investment spree, over 90 deals were reported in last 1 year itself, while 3D, AR, VR, MR, and AI emerged as a top interest area of metaverse investments. We have also found out that over 40% of tech suppliers are hiring top talents to build their metaverse vision. Tech giants are heavily focused on investing in senior figures who have broad experiences in gaming, reality, and multi cloud environment. Here in this slide, we have rated the tech giants we mentioned earlier. We have rated them high to low based on their investment spree, product launches, partnerships, R&D expenses, and innovation labs. These ratings have been provided against five key technologies that we believe will be crucial to enable a metaverse future. Through this, we can easily understand that tech giants have great strength and technological superiority in AI technologies. It is worth noting that the tech giants alone have made over 70 AI related deals in the past few years, highlighting their commitment to enabling a cognitive future that offers better productivity, operational efficiency, and sustainability of the future economy. Out of several categories, blockchain and edge computing are the two technologies where cumulatively tech giants have low expertise. Until now, the major reason was associated with a lack of substantial use cases. In terms of headsets and devices, all except Alibaba have made significant investments recently to build the AR VR economy. For instance, Meta offers Oculus Quest 2 and with its Horizon Verse offers services to over 3 lakh users. For instance, Google recently acquired North and Axiom to develop the foundation and build its capabilities to deliver next generation AR glasses. Raxium's technical expertise in single panel micro LED display technologies and not popularity among young consumer focused smart glasses will help them further stand for developing ambient computing vision. So here we have tried to compare the ISVs and the OEMs hardware vendors who have shown their interest in building the metaverse future. We have taken the average of the scale made by quantifying industries being catered, like number of industries being served, case adoption and process improvements, and installed capabilities like talent, R&D facilities, product developer community to build this metrics. One of the interesting facts here is that in the last 1 year, 30 plus acquisitions have been reported in this space to capture the existing developer community and build expertise in the metaverse ecosystem. For instance, AMD recently acquired Xilinx to build its adaptive computing portfolio. Unity also acquired Luby to strengthen its distributed cloud infrastructure. Similarly, Intel, Nvidia, Qualcomm all are developing new solutions through tech investments and acquisitions. These three companies together have invested or acquired 18 startups offering deep technologies including AR, VR, MR, and 3D in the last 18 to 20 months. For instance, Qualcomm launched its XR spaces for metaverse development, and faster adoption of acquisition of augmented pixels could help increase Qualcomm capabilities in the field of extended reality, mixed reality, virtual reality, and overall reality scenarios. If you can see in this particular slide, all these hardware players or the software vendors are the most important component of building the entire infrastructure layer of the metaverse because they are providing the components and the hardware thing to power the entire stack of the metaverse. So in this section, we have mapped the talent and capabilities of a selected OEMs, hardware providers, and ISVs. We have taken top 10 to top 12 companies over here. Again, we have categorized and analyzed key capabilities within different technologies like blockchain, edge, 3D, AR, VR, and AI. We can identify here where the capabilities lie for each supplier through this moon chart provided below. For instance, Qualcomm is the only company with high capabilities in all segments that is purely visible in the chart itself. This is largely due to their newly established Innovation XR lab in Europe. Qualcomm also recently invested in Freedom Fi, a company offering 5G gateway designed to allow consumers to mine cryptocurrency as compensation for allowing wireless service providers to offload mobile traffic. As we all know, Qualcomm is one of the leading semiconductor player and are developing 5G chipsets from last 2 years. This particular activity or investment is poising Qualcomm's growth into the next 2 to 3 years. Similarly, Dell, Samsung, and SAP have strong capabilities in deploying blockchain technology. This is mainly due to their installed talent, dedicated innovation fund, and solution offerings to drive blockchain adoption. Samsung has also backed Freedom Fi, that the same startup which is funded by Qualcomm also, and I discussed earlier as well. Like Samsung also backed the same startup, Freedom Fi, in an investment round of $9.5 million Series A funding. Freedom Fi, a spin-off of cloud software company Mirantis, is a software startup that enables crowdsourced small cellular-based stations. Samsung also offers blockchain as a service to its customers through the Samsung blockchain wallet and associated apps. Moreover, NVIDIA is building its AI capabilities with 100 employees in Israel for the new CPU division in terms of current hiring. It also planned to add 6% of the new workforce to strengthen its AI team. Out of the total hiring, 30% were reported for the 3D design and simulation roles as well. Out of all these activities, we have also noticed that majority of these investments in terms of talent building and all is happening specifically in the Europe, and a lot of investment sprees happening across different countries within the Europe itself. We have also witnessed a trend among the suppliers mentioned above. All of them have either opened or planned to open an innovation lab or R&D center, or you can say COE, Center of Excellence Center as well, across, as I just mentioned, in the Europe in the past 6 to 7 months, which makes us believe that Europe will be an epicenter for the industrial metaverse in the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, so moving on to the GSI space, we have witnessed that GSIs are very strategically investing into five key categories: investments, talents, accelerating programs, partnerships, and portfolio building. If you see the investment part, companies like Accenture, IBM, and Deloitte are doing rounds of investments to gain an early mover advantage in the metaverse ecosystem. For instance, Accenture made a strategic investment in Clinto to better manage and leverage 3D data sourced from reality capture devices in the cloud. In terms of talent building, the day Meta announced that it is hiring around 10,000 people for its Meta platform in Europe, global companies started building their future workforce. For instance, Infosys has built a team of 500 people that will cater for clients within metaverse centric needs. Infosys has also developed a very specific meta lab where they are saying they have ready-made 100 use cases where customers can come and plug and play with different use cases across the industries. The next is the accelerated programs. So accelerated programs are another category where these GSIs are focusing on. For instance, the Accenture itself again has an innovation fund which offers accelerated programs such as Project Spotlight that provide technology startups with a platform to fill strategic innovation gaps for the global 2000 enterprises. Accenture is also strategically investing in these startups and helping them to build a sustainable solutions within the metaverse specific to automotive and retail use cases. Coming to the partnership part, Fujitsu recently partnered with Nanomi to bring their virtual drug design platform to Japanese markets. It also integrated PTC's ThingWorks to industrial IoT and Vuforia augmented reality platforms into its smart factory framework. Similarly, we have also seen multiple partnerships in especially in GSI sector from companies like Infosys, TCS, IBM, and DXC Technologies. The next categories are portfolio building. So recently, Tech Mahindra announced TechMverse, its metaverse practice to deliver interactive and immersive experience in the metaverse for its customers. Deloitte, which is again a big four and also very important GSI in the overall scenarios, has also launched its unlimited reality and Dimension 10 studio, offering offering enterprises to harness next generation strategies, tools, and technologies to create and connect virtual worlds. Deloitte specifically has also launched a catalyst fund for different technologies. For example, for AI, they have $15 million of catalyst fund. For blockchain, they have 20 millions of catalyst fund. Similarly, they have different catalyst fund for each of these enabling technologies of metaverse. With the help of these uh, with the help of these catalyst funds, they would like to enable startups to up their game or to manage newer use cases, especially into BFSI and the manufacturing sectors. Okay, so as more organizations start incorporating metaverse strategies to elevate consumer experiences and build their future work more models, we believe GSIs will play a key role in connecting the dots by building new use cases and working alongside startups. GSIs have strong capabilities in metaverse development based on our research. For instance, together all the GSIs have a strength of 110K engineers capable of building metaverse solutions to improve customer journey map, streamline production efficiency, and output through digital twins or to create collaborative environments through virtual worlds. For instance, Accenture and Qualcomm work together to explore XR use cases, extended reality use cases for retail planning and merchandising. In addition, Accenture's claim of filing over 600 plus XR patents has allowed us to rate them high in XR in 3D. To make things more interesting, Accenture is also planning to offer over 150K employees work opportunities in the metaverse and have already deployed over 60,000 virtual reality headsets. Similarly, Cogniant worked with ACE, a Norway and UK-based digital design software provider, to develop an innovative solution for the automatic detection of rust anomalies for subsurface and topside assets installed in the oil and gas and other heavy asset industries focused on the metals applications. Some of the other prominent GSIs are Deloitte and Infosys, where Deloitte's unlimited, as I mentioned in the previous slide, Deloitte's unlimited reality offerings allows clients to explore and even simulate cross-industrial artificial intelligence use cases outlined in the AI dossier in a virtual world to accelerate the overall innovation cycle. Unlimited reality offering with Dimension 10 Studios will extend Deloitte's collaboration with NVIDIA, leveraging Deloitte Center for AI Computing and the power of NVIDIA's Omniverse Enterprise platform for 3D design and collaboration within virtual world simulations. Infosys again is a very important and key GSIs in the metaverse space. As I mentioned, they have launched a specific and dedicated meta lab for 100 plus ready to use cases. Infosys expanded presence of its living labs by establishing a new center in Melbourne, Australia, housed within Infosys' new state-of-the-art Dockland space, which spans more than 900 and 200 square feet meters across 5 floors. This is basically dedicated towards building capabilities around cloud, IoT, data analytics, AI, and augmented and virtual reality. The latter through extended reality experience in a 360-degree digital dine-out and virtual living lab also. Some other GSIs which are also building their capabilities around different technologies are ATOS, IBM, Fujitsu, and HCL. So here we have analyzed more than 3,000 startups across the globe and found that only 450 startups are clearly focused on B2B use cases, building individual deep technologies such as AR, VR developer tools, services or devices, 3D modeling software, and AI, etc. The remaining startups were very much focused on the gaming scenarios of the world or the consumer business of the metaverses. Out of this 450 startups, we found out like almost 40 companies are offering or planning to launch metaverse experiences along with the creator space. designing tools, a DAO, and a utility token to enable interoperability. For instance, Touchcast, which is a very important startup in the oral scenario and has already partnered with all the tech giants across the globe, is majorly a metaverse experience platform for virtual meetings. However, they also have a dedicated section for creators where they provide tools to create metaverse for their clients or clients' clients. Total enterprise investments on a startup stand at approx US dollar 14 billion. The amount suggests that there is a growing interest in AR creator tools. As per the latest trend data, mobile AR penetration has grown 2 times since 2020, while Visual Search and Snap AR are the most used AR tools among us creators. On the bottom left, we have analyzed the above mentioned 450 plus startups and categorized them against the industry where they are catering to. We have seen a new segment of startups emerging during 2021, which we have named workspace and taken as a separate category. With future of work being center of attraction for most metaverse-centric inventions, we believe highlighting this particular segment, the workspace segment, allows us to discover various business processes that can be streamlined across organizations through metaverse adoptions. Okay, so here we have placed several starters based on how they will be competing in different metaverse layers. Again, the bottom line of this analysis is also the 7 layers that we defined in the very first introduction slides. We have defined these startups into these 7 layers of metaverse only. We found that there was a high concentration of startups offering metaverse experiences. However, these startups are also making their presence in different segments. Though the deal sizes are much more significant for metaverse experience, however, based on CXO sentiments, we believe that there will be more focus on metaverse interaction devices like high fidelity ergonomics glasses and haptic technology for virtual interaction and displays. For instance, as per Roomkey founder Don Steen, the metaverse is a parallel universe made up of virtual world rooms and people. There is a virtual economy that powers activity on the platform, and each person feels compelled to customize their avatars. This will eventually manifest in VR headsets being the most common computing device, and that's why it's an emerging space of interest for the startups also. Further, 35% of startups are developing tools to improve productivity and team output solutions. Some of these startups were mentioned in previous slide under workspace category as well. Broadly, these startups offer holographic collaboration, virtual training, virtual onboarding, and workflow improvement tools and products. For instance, Tailspin, which is an organization specializing in XR technologies, offers developer tools and platforms for increasing engagement while offering virtual training and learning solutions. The company worked with PwC to measure XR up as a training tool for these and other soft skills. The users were 4 times faster to train than in the classroom, and they have given this insights into a recent interview done by us. So now, because we are at the end of this session, we just wanted to highlight some of the next step that we propose. Through the metaverse and through the enterprises, the journey from being laggards to innovations stalwarts is not a straight one. It is one that has potential to create a significant long-term impact. And we can support you in assisting your customer with the metaverse journey. Zinnov has been a dedicated partner of Microsoft and supporting in different technology and industry domains for the past 11 years. For starters, we can conduct a personalized workshop for you and walk you through the entire report. We can conduct a full assessment of your customers and map them on the metaverse use case maturity framework. Identify potential partners in startups, ISVs, and GSIs, and competitive benchmark of Microsoft with the other leading players in the market. We can also provide you with detailed industry reports covering the current market landscape, progressive trends, and business opportunities for Microsoft by identifying potential use cases. With this, I wind up my presentation and open the forum for Q&A. Over to you, Suraj.
Thank you, Atul. This was a great session on Metaverse. So we'll be taking the question. Uh, Atul, we have a few questions, and I would like to take them one by one. So the
Okay.
first one is very interesting one. What is the key difference between Web 2 and Web 3.0?
Okay, so Web 2.0 is the current version of the web and with which we are all familiar, while Web 3.0 represents its next phase, which will be decentralized, open, and of greater utility. Innovations such as smartphones or mobile internet access and social are a part of Web 2.0. However, the defining features of Web 3.0 would include decentralization, which is again very defining feature and compared to Web 2.0, trustlessness and permissionlessness, AI and machine learning and connectivity and ubiquity. So these are the key features that are defining the Web 3.0 comparing to Web 2.0. Moreover, Web 3.0 includes the concept of decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, as a new form of managing and governing a structure for web services and organizations. I believe that Web 3.0 will start taking shape in starting 2023 and will have a full commercialization or the full adoption by the end of 2035. However, the majority of enterprises or the tech giants will have a major offerings and investments on Web 3.0 in the next 3 to 5 years. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, Atul. It was a great explanation and comparison on Web 2 and Web 3.0. And there's another question which popped up. That's about what is the future of industrial metaverse, and what do you think how it is going to play?
Okay. So I would say this is the most important thing that we are getting nowadays. Industrial metaverse is the prime objective of the tech players. However, enterprises at the industry level are yet to get full out of it. There are a few very good examples like PTC leveraging Omniverse and others. However, these companies can do a lot of new things too. For instance, they can do, let's say, brand awareness via virtual factory walks and interactive assemblies. They can do virtual presentations for products and services. They can do payments via blockchain technologies, cryptocurrencies, and non-fungible tokens, which is again NFTs. They can also do collaborative R&D for design, simulations, and testing of products and services. So I would say over and all, the future and the future is very bright for industrial space within metaverse, where we'll see more decentralized players moving toward the decentralization and emerging new use cases like meta banking or these factory walks or the payments and these R&D spaces taken a new shape in the industrial metaverse. So yes, overall the future is very bright and we'll see major adoption coming from the Western countries in initial years.
Yes, thank you, Atul. So these were great insights, and once again, thank you for joining us for this session. Have a good day ahead, and signing off. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining the session. Thank you Suraj and everybody else here in the attendees. Have a nice day. Bye.